Hello and welcome to Roll to One. I was waiting there for 25 minutes. I was sitting like this. And then I came in and did that. So I hope it was worth it, because it didn't really feel worth it. Anyway, I thanked you last time for being here, and I'm glad you are again. It's a sign that our friendship is growing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it is.
If only our audience was growing with it.
I think it is. Slowly but surely. You guys love our shorts, and we value you for that. But yeah, so thanks for being here. I'm Jaden, if you didn't know already, and I'm here with Ross and Zane and Jackson and Andy, and you can look in there. You don't know who they are. Andy wears blue every time. Jackson's wearing gray today. Ross is wearing black with his character's face on it. And Zane is also wearing black. You can't see it yet, but you will, and it'll be cool to know.
Unless you're listening on YouTube Music.
Unless you're listening on YouTube Music, and then you have no idea, and you only know us by our voices, and you're not sure which is who, but you like it. And
Could be blind as well. I mean, they wouldn't know the colors you're talking about anyway.
You're colorblind. You're colorblind. Black is still black in colorblind.
You're facing away from the screen, maybe.
Yes. Okay. You know, I'm not accounting for every variable, and that's maybe my fault as a dungeon master. So yeah, I just, if somebody offers you a sniff of coconut rum, you take it. Otherwise, you're a jerk. So just thought you should know. Oh, goofy. All right. Private inside jokes for me and my Caribbean friends. All right. I'll catch you here in a couple of seconds. I'm going to hit the intro button for Orbit 21. It's not rude. It's really not. Just say it out loud. It just proves the point. All right, it's all good. We're here. You have no idea what we're talking about, but that's cool. I got to do a recap because I write those. Unless you watch Whispers of Old Harbor, and then one time I don't, and then I'll never live it down. Episode 18 was called Rat's Nest. The group ventured into the Dome Core, a chaotic maze of wires and electrical equipment. Scott navigated this hazardous landscape and resolved the power issue. You'd think Jovthor would do that. Nope. Meanwhile, a peculiar creature with psychic abilities and insect-like limbs appeared. The group attacked and cornered it just as the electricity was restored. After regaining their composure, they decided to eliminate said creature. They attempted to contact Gortan, but were intercepted by an AI known as Al. And surprisingly, Al bore a striking vocal semblance to Scott. Scott recognized that the energy from Al was akin to the hive mind that he had experienced on the Red Plains Tech Hub, which had also affected him. Undeterred, the group made their way to the monorail and returned. I guess not really undeterred. Scott was pretty pissed. Anyway, they made their way to the monorail and returned to their ship. Memory then realized the same signal, which had compromised Scott, had been disrupting her hacking attempt for weeks, as I just now revealed that information. She sort of is talking to Jovthor now on the ship and sort of says... I hit pick up there next time. That's not the button. After recap is the button. There it is. I was waiting for something.
Good job.
Right. So, yeah, oh yeah. Instant karma.
We'll pick up there right now.
Your friends. That's what happens. So the conversation's happening between Memory and you all. Memory says, fire up the ship. We need to get going to Connemara Europa, which is Europa's a moon of Jupiter.
Yeah.
It's where you guys actually took your first intergap flight in this, the very first episode of this show took place in that. Mm-hmm. So you're all gathered around this table. Nope. Your characters are all gathered around inside the ship, and I'm assuming Ewan is driving?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So Ewan, you get the ship going. It fires up, and it all activates, and you're able to move in that direction. Now... Memory is plugged into Scott with a small handheld phone-like device.
Yep.
Right? And this device is not like something that you guys have seen. It's not quite like a phone. It's not quite like a what is the things you guys have? It's like little data pads, right? It's not quite like a data pad. It is a sort of hacking based device, right? It was sort of would go through all of the
flippers.
Yeah, it goes through all the passwords.
Yeah.
Right? It's that kind of thing. She's going through all the passwords in Scott right now. Right? She's trying to plug in all those things, and she concluded that the data matched this issue that she's been having. So she starts to tell you about how she's been hacking since the entire time you guys have been gone to try to get this ship basically off the record from what you guys have been being chased by, the SJF and of course Rupert Hayes. And so she's been struggling to do that. She said that she's been struggling not because of her own efforts, but because of the efforts of some other hacker. She's been dealing with that and she's not sure who it is. Then she's beginning to recognize that this signal is similar to what Scott had been saying, right? What Scott had just talked about is nearly the identical signal, which is why she was being brought to this realization kind of last episode, right? And now she's letting you guys know before she gets any attempt at turning on Scott that information is happening. That Scott is... He may be a conduit, he may be a piece of it, he may be whatever, but as soon as the signal came online, she was made aware of that. And she's been able to... She was trying to hack through having no power, through having no signal, and Al was still able to intercept. So what's Al's, limit? We're not sure. She's not necessarily like, this is bad, right? It's not like, oh, it's as bad as the Patriot Act, right? As much as it helps, it also hinders, right? Oh, my data is totally available for the government to perceive. Could be potentially super helpful depending on your perspective, and then also
to the government
potentially super horrible depending on your perspective, right? To Al, he's able to absolutely get all the information he needs. He doesn't have to ask questions. He can continue to process. You four are, the heroes of the universe potentially, right? Like you're brought together for some master plan that Memory totally believes in. She's now also seeing the dark side of that and is saying, "Oh, I'm beginning to see why he has so much data," right? And that's a little bit off-putting for her. And for him to
she does like anarchy.
Yes, for him to intercept her hacking attempts is bothersome, right? She's like, what is going on? I thought I was helping, and now he's hindering what she's trying to do. Maybe, and she even actually proposes the idea that maybe he has some master plan that she can't see, almost as if like, oh, it's all part of God's plan. Like she has that kind of reverence for this AI. Yeah. But at the same time, in the same way, it's all part of God's plan. Can feel a little off when you don't really believe it. Mm-hmm. She kind of has that, right? And obviously it's not some master plan. It's not some God above all mankind. It is an AI, and it has an idea, and it is living it out. So there's just a bit of unease from her, not to bring this situation dreary, but she kind of is feeling that.
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
You're unconscious.
That is true.
Windows up.
So
yes,
basically. So guys, what should we do? I mean,
what should we do?
You focus on flying. We need to get there. Okay. Memory, with all of the hacking that you were able to do, I know it was limited. Do we have a way that we can go through the intergap without setting off alarms or being tracked?
Well, we're going to be tracked We're going to be tracked regardless. That's what I've discovered, is that we're being protected by Al, as much as he's also sending our signal out. He's also keeping it from going to others. I just had attempted to turn it off entirely. It's just he's getting it. He's receiving it, which does mean, though, that the intergap on Pluto is working. He's able to send out the signal. I just thought that we were going to have to get access to that. I was very confused on how he was able to access it at all.
So what are we trying to do again?
It was always my understanding that Scott had a plan for all four of you.
Wait, Scott?
Pardon me. Al had a plan for all four of you.
I was about to say, what?
Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Do we even need to go there?
I'm not sure anymore. I suppose we could talk to him.
How?
Well,
I could stop what I'm running here, and we could see if Scott's able to.
How much longer would it take you to run what you're running right now?
An hour?
Okay. Well, it's going to take at least that long for us to...
get to Europa.
Yeah, to get to Europa. So, Ewan, you keep flying. We can keep Scott off for another hour. Let's see what unless anyone opposes, let's see what results Memory can come up with at the end of her program. And
Scott didn't seem too happy about whatever was happening.
He did not, and I think he mainly wanted to not.
It's hard to read, but I can tell.
He's rather robotic.
Can I retcon real quick?
What are you trying to retcon?
I put myself off for 4-hour timer, so,
Okay.
so I can get
Yeah.
a
You can get
long
up-
rest
yeah,
in.
that's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
I figured you would be on the long rest.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you guys go. Doesn't take you super long. It's a kind of a hand wave. You get to Europa. Now, Europa, just so that you can understand, is 0.134 that of Earth. It is a lot smaller than Earth, meaning it also has like no gravity, and it's a cold, ice-covered surface. And many believe that there is a subsurface ocean to this Europa, right?
Right.
Yeah.
However, it does have an intergap on it, which means that there's some small aspect of an atmosphere that's required for intergap flight.
Right.
You guys have all been there before. Are you going to that particular spaceport, or are you attempting to land somewhere else on the planet?
We're not going there?
Well,
I mean, she wanted to go to Europa. I assume there was a reason.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Yes,
she wanted to
Europa
go.
is where the intergap is for the closest one. So she was trying to get you guys through it.
So information for the intergap. Obviously, before we were passengers on a ship,
Yes.
and we bought a ticket. And or if we, as the ship, was to go through the intergap, can we do that like over the radio and transfer credits, or do we actually have to go to some?
So
Booth
you're
counter or
gonna
something.
yeah. So this is a really interesting scenario. So the reason that she's able to believe this is gonna work is because she now has Scott on the not Scott. Wow, she's Al on the other end,
Yeah.
right? And Al on the other end, what you need a communication signal. You need to be able to keep that open. You need to be able to say open in 3, 2, 1. Both people turn the keys. If you don't have that,
okay.
then one side of the portal is not open because they both have to open. And when you're in the intergap, it's instantaneous travel, but it's perceived to you like time,
Gotcha.
right?
Okay.
But for them, if they don't open at the exact same time, if those portals don't, then you'll just fly past in the intergap where you need to be.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Sorry, I was thinking like we would just next like scheduled like opening gap would go on that, but
You
saying,
could also do that. You know,
Right.
look at the flight logs and be like, we could fit there and then just fly by when you need to. There's also a part of this though that's like you have to be slingshotted
right.
because you do have to have the actual force to get you from point A to point B, and
Right.
so they use the energy generated in that thing to get you to go through.
Right. Okay. I didn't realize that we could do a kind of work around the system, open it up on both sides, and then go in.
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Just because the hard part is that you have to get someone on the other end using an ORB, an operational radio base, to be able to communicate that at long distance.
Right.
So if you could time it, you could do it. There's nothing saying that you would not be able to, other than, of course, the SJF and everyone defending an ORB.
And rolls.
Yeah, just like dice. But yeah,
Not the
What?
food.
no, not the rolls that from Texas Roadhouse. Although that would be awesome, and a little
Yum.
cinnamon butter would be right exactly what I need right now. But
They might still be
Stop.
open.
I'm hungry.
yes, what
Can't
is
have
it?
it.
What exactly is kind of your plan right now? I know that's sort of a lot to kind of take in.
Right.
What just kind of occurred last episode, and then with this, do you guys want to discuss anything about kind of what you interacted with, and then maybe even talk to Memory about kind of what you saw? I mean, we don't necessarily need to rehash, but if there's anything that you're like,
Right.
ooh, what did we get anything from this moment? Did you guys think about this, or what?
Right. Well, I guess first things first. Did Memory get anything from running that program for an hour?
Okay.
Or a rough thing. I just.
Yeah. So she basically says that Scott, because Al is Al, Scott is a microphone for him,
Okay.
not a speaker, right? So
Right.
anything that Scott perceives and says and hears is given to Al.
Okay.
And she says that this code is not unique.
Okay.
Right? We sort of gathered that from the hive mind scenario.
Right.
Right? So she understands that Al has direct access to all of these Scott bots, which have been put in 1 million homes and 1 million war zones,
Right.
right? So he's eyes and ears, evidently, is a lot of places.
Right. And now, before, he did not have eyes and ears and Scott, but now he does.
But now he does.
Now he does. Okay. Gotcha.
And that was just prologue for what I'm about to say.
Right.
She tells you that this signal, his hacking signal, is very familiar to her.
Okay.
Gasp.
Yeah, she says, I actually thought that when Scott had initially logged in, that he was my dad.
Okay.
To the Intergap ship.
Oh.
I had said dad, thinking it was my dad, but it was Scott. I thought I was crazy, but looking at this now, Sexy Beast 123 being a password is the password my dad used on everything.
Well, I'm sure
Did
lots of
Your
people.
dad sounds like a freak.
Did your dad not change his password from middle school?
It's a
There's probably lots of people that
it's
use
actually
that password.
It's very secure.
it's an algorithm that ultimately, when deciphered using Sexy Beast 123, results in whatever password it needs to be. So it's once you know the cipher, you know all the passwords, but all the passwords are different.
Like Dash Lane.
Kind of.
Not sponsored.
So, Al also said that his master was looking for us. Do you know who he was referring to? Was it your father?
I believe that, yes. He did make Al, but he's not responsible for his creation.
He didn't exactly say it like it was a good thing that he was looking for us.
Al is a perfect computer, meaning that
Well,
he
that's
can
just perfect.
he can be trusted with data and he can be trusted with binary thinking. But if he was to retain a logic unit, then that would be potentially dangerous.
What?
Scott,
Why?
Scott has one.
A logic unit would give him free thinking. And free thinking is, if for a supercomputer, with this much access, might be a problem.
Yes.
When you say a problem, what, like, how much of a, what are we talking about here? Like,
Oh, man, I just wish I could talk to Scott. He would know. He would know how it feels, what to bring up. But we can't talk to him. He's the mouthpiece
you
of
turn him on,
him.
then, yeah. Wait, the ears, right? Or
He's asleep.
The
He's
nose?
shut down completely.
Right. And anything that we talk about, Al would know through Scott.
yeah.
And remember, there's no way to take out the eyes and ears.
I could, but then Al would know I did.
Is that a bad?
Well, he's been inhibiting my hacking ability since I got on, since I got to Nimbus.
I'm just gonna get up from the pilot chair, take 2 little squares of duct tape, and put them on Scott's eyes.
Okay. I love it.
Like a webcam?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
I think
Thank
she
you,
said the
everyone.
ears also.
I got half of it. You're welcome.
It's complicated. I didn't exactly expect this. I truly do believe that Al has the best interests of humanity in mind, but as soon as he gets access to Scott, I'm afraid of what might happen.
Like what?
Well, like
the logic unit.
well, what would happen to a robot that's thinking with binary? What's good and what's evil becomes such a hard line.
Ultron?
I don't know what to do.
Oh.
Do we go to Al and potentially risk him having a body that we could think? Or do we, I don't know, destroy Scott?
Are those the only 2 options?
I feel like destroying Scott is not advisable. as he would probably say.
Well, the access that the fact that I'm able to enter so many passwords and yet he carries the same sort of access like he's my father would lead me to believe that he's no longer just a simple system. He's thinking. He's making his own decisions.
Yes.
Wouldn't that mean that he already has the logic unit?
Scott has the logic unit.
Scott does, but Al does not.
Think of it instead of a hive mind as a network of signals. Right? They're not all thinking the same thing. They're all thinking the one thing. Do you see the difference? Instead of it being all of them are capable of thinking and all of them are heading to the one central nervous system, instead it's the one central nervous system is thinking and sending it out. Do you see the difference?
It's a main line extending to a branch.
Exactly. Rather than a branch also being the main line. It's very confusing, but
Yeah.
that's the best I can do.
I think I see where you're coming from. So, what we need to decide is, do we turn Scott back on and try and assess Al's allegiances?
Oh,
Or do we just go about turning Scott back on and acting like we do not know that Al is listening?
Weren't we trying to go and find Al to begin with?
Yes.
That he had some kind of purpose for us, right? Without that purpose,
what if I turned off Scott what if I turned off Al for just a bit?
huh?
You mentioning purpose, it's making me think about it. What if we just gave Scott a chance to participate in this conversation, but then we find an excuse of why Al wasn't to be listening for just a moment?
Okay.
Well, like the Wi-Fi was down.
I'm
We could
confused.
say something.
How?
I don't know, I'm not a great liar.
No, not that. I meant, how do you...
Technologically, how would we isolate Scott? Can we build a Faraday cage or something similar?
Well, we have cloaking shields, and that shuts us down from
All communications.
all communications.
It does it?
Okay.
Didn't it?
Oh.
Or no, you guys were able to reach out, but didn't it? Or once you reached out, did it turn back on?
The SCI-FI was like, "Oh, who's there?" or whatever, and tried to
No.
keep talking with
No,
us.
I'm not sure if you guys even sending it out did actually make them able to see you.
It wasn't make us able to... Make them
We were able to
see
receive
us.
signals, though.
Can I
You were
have,
able to receive signals?
That's true.
We could hear
can I have the
comms.
dark matter book?
We can receive. I don't think we can send
I'm
out.
just gonna look to see.
Yeah,
what it
you're
says.
good. I mean, you're good. Good luck. I'm just trying to figure out. I think for me, Jaden, I think the idea is that if you can let Scott have a moment of conversation without Al, but as soon as you start talking to Al, somebody's going to need to roll a charisma-based check to get him to believe you. And that's
Who's got the highest?
that's
charisma?
really not this group.
Negative
Not
one.
me.
Negative
10.
one.
Yeah.
So it's an option, but it's certainly a Hail Mary that enables Scott to have a say. Otherwise, you're just sort of.
I mean, Zane has an idea, but
Couldn't
I
she
know.
just...
I'm sure that's why I
Zane
think
has
she said
ideas.
she's like because Scott is a logic person. He thinks in terms of A plus B equals C, all those like different things. He's very logical.
Well, remember, couldn't you just keep going with what you were doing?
If I turn it off, Al's gonna know. But I can do it for only a time. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you said purpose. You said it's all about why we're doing something, right? Well, so then what if we had an answer for why he was not able to be heard for a second? I don't necessarily care what it is. We just need to be able to convince him.
Yeah, we could probably.
I suppose I could just... And he's... and Kane's going to back up to where
Okay.
he's at least more than 5 feet away from everyone.
Okay.
And more than 5 feet away from the power source of the ship.
Okay.
We know where that is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to turn on his radioactivity
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
that's normally off. He's now glowing with bright light for 10 feet more dim light,
Okay.
but also, as was alluded to in the Red Plains Tech Hub, might have some things to do with signals and interference on signals.
I like it. I mean, that's a reason enough for me.
Yep.
I mean, so I think she says, Okay. Sexy Beast 1, 2, 3. Scott, your eyes open. You rip off tape.
Tape on your eyes.
And you are a part of this conversation, and memory immediately says, "We have 10 minutes."
Well, I can keep going for long. It's fine.
How long do you have?
As long as forever.
As long as it takes for us not to get cancer.
This is I
Right.
mean, this is actually easier. I normally have to hold it in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I'm assuming I get filled in on everything that was just
We
said.
fill you in.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, how do we do this? But I guess it's going to have to come down to a roll.
All right. So,
What do you think, Scott? What would you do?
I think we can pretty easily come up with an excuse as to why there are intermittent communications blackouts with Al. My biggest concern is that Al seems to be experiencing errors, which could be quite volatile and dangerous.
What do you mean he's experiencing an error?
When interrogated about his presence on the Red Plains Tech Hub factory, where I first detected him, he said he encountered a corruption in his files.
Oh, that's not good at all.
It's not good.
So,
That sounds bad.
Memory, if we were able to get to Pluto and access his hard drives or access his mainframe, would you be able to deduce or figure out more about his leanings and investigate these corrupt files?
I absolutely think that we could, but I don't know how to access Al. I know how
do you
we
mean?
talk to him. I know we go to a terminal and we... How do I put this?
Saying you don't know where he is?
No, I don't know where Al is, but I know where Al's able to be spoken to.
Oh.
All we need to do in order to remove Al's bugs or bugging,
Bugginess.
to debug me of Owl. I'm sorry, I'm trying.
You're good.
Is we just come up with a reason why I needed a system refresh.
That'll do it?
Well, but a system refresh, would that change would that alter your memory?
I could just come a little closer.
A real system refresh would.
Oh, a lie. Okay, I don't see that as a problem. My biggest thing is, if we're going to figure out how to fix Al, then we're going to need the original programmer, which is, of course, my dad. And I don't know what my dad is.
Well, Al seemed to think that he was looking for us. So
How would we make him know?
Well, I think Al might, if he knows that he's looking for us, then he might also know how we could get in contact with him.
What if we talked to Al? Just figured out all that we could know. And then made our decision.
I agree. We could do this through another taskbot's body.
Wait, didn't you say we needed to go to Pluto to talk to Al?
Pluto is how we've talked to Al.
Oh.
But I'm not sure we need to talk to Al this way if he's able to be listening.
He did for a little while, but then he kind of turned off at the place with the T-Rex.
right.
I possess currently a chip that, an Al chip. We could remove this and install it in another taskbot,
Oh.
and then present the situation to Al as a friendly gesture that enables us to communicate with him, and come up with a ruse as to why my body would not work. Instead, we needed a backup.
We'd have to go to somewhere where a taskbot, a Scottbot, would be found.
I've seen him pretty much everywhere.
They are everywhere.
All right. So, kidnap a Scottbot, put this new chip in,
Not a kid, so...
robot nap, abscond with a Scottbot, wipe it, put this chip in, communicate with Al, or try to communicate with Al, gather more data points, and go make a decision from there. Is that our game plan?
Sure, that's all fine and good, but are we gonna talk? How are we gonna? So we're talking to Al through the bot, which means you need to find a bot. Where's we gonna find a bot?
Well, I'm sure there's.
We're here at Europa, right?
Yeah,
Are there none on Europa?
I'm sure.
What do they have here,
So
facility-wise?
Europa is currently just basically an intergap gateway bus station.
So they at least have like a terminal or something?
They do have like a huge airport. It's basically kind of what it is.
Okay.
And then there's also like a wasteland of snow.
Are
and
we
ice.
in space yet?
You're currently in space.
Yeah.
Kinda.
All right.
I have not
We're
described you guys
near-
arriving at Connemara. If you want to go to
We're near
Connemara,
there.
then we can just be there
Yeah.
if you want.
I was asking because I was thinking if we're not in space and we're still on Nimbus, we could always just look for one on Nimbus.
No,
we're not in Nimbus
Yeah,
anymore.
we're
No, they did not. They were not.
got out of
on, they
Dodge.
also were not on Nimbus. Like Nimbus was a place that.
Scot-free zone.
It's that same guy. I feel so bad. Sucks. But
You're saying they got out scot-free?
yeah, kind of. They were kind of void of their own. I get what you're saying, but they were void of all the modern amenities because they were meant to be a habitat for these strange people that were put on the planet.
Gotcha.
But an airport would have.
It would have. We could
Yeah.
potentially have some scout bots, but maybe
It's
not
the
any.
land
Like,
of Jupiter.
yeah, I mean, we can check. We want to go to
Okay.
Connemara?
Yeah, I think that's our best way to get a scout bot.
If we don't find any, the next planet we're at.
Yeah, I mean that
Yep.
makes sense to me.
All right.
So you guys land on Connemara. So you immediately enter this weird soft atmosphere.
So do
It's
we
not-
like stop
And there's a
jamming?
bit of gravity. Oh, you're gonna stop jamming
Should I
on that?
at least say in memory? Like, should I?
Yes.
Want me to turn it off?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
And it's all synced up, and
Looks normal again.
there's a signal of your radiation, and then she was basically jamming it. So now you are a microphone in this moment.
Right.
You look and you see a white, icy planet, and on it is this huge station. It has a huge meaning the size of the Empire State Building, 2 building-sized pillars of steel next to each other on this huge track runway. You guys know what that is. It opens up and peels open the universe as you're able to sort of travel through. And then there's the rest of this space, which is just a sprawling maze of concrete, essentially, buildings on this ice. Who knows how tall this thing is? Who knows if it's countered to the weight or if it's floating? It's just here. You're able to find one of the space station landing docks and park yourselves nearby. No one seems to really care. There's enough people there that you're not seeming out of place landing. Intergap flights are happening all the time because it's more like our FedEx, right? That's how they ship stuff.
Right.
Right, just easier and faster to do that, right? So there's enough workers that it's not a big deal. So you land, maybe somebody comes up to you and they just kind of are like, what are you doing here? Whatever excuse is good enough for them. They don't have the time, and you continue to move through this space. Now, I want you guys to give me your choice of perception or investigation or persuasion to try to find a Scott bot.
Perception.
I'm doing an investigation.
Perception.
That's really good.
I'm not getting that. That was a nat 1.
Nat 1.
Even without bonus.
Here's what I think.
25.
Here's what I think is happening. That's good. 25 is great.
17.
17's good.
Trying to find where perception is on that.
It's a wisdom skill.
Wisdom.
It's right here.
Oh, it's a straight roll.
It's kind of in the middle.
So 14.
14. All right. So I'm gonna narrate the fails as much as I'm gonna narrate the successes. I think part of the reason that Ewan was not succeeding is Ewan's probably paranoid. He's kind of being hunted, right? He's being hunted by, somebody that's after Scott, somebody that's now after all of you, and
Don't forget Rupert Hayes.
Rupert Hayes, man, he's after you guys. And so I think there's that paranoia. You're not looking for Scott bots. You're looking for trouble.
Danger.
And you don't find any danger or Scott bots, but that's why you didn't find any Scott bots.
Makes sense.
Also 17.
17's not bad.
We
17.
long rested while he was
I
down?
changed it to
Or is it just him?
percep-
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be just him.
Okay.
perception.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to be just
Congratulations,
Or-
Scott. You're long rested.
Yeah, investigation. Sorry, that's what I changed it to.
Okay.
That's my higher
17
stat.
investigation. Scott, you go up to like the terminals and you like look up kind of when the next intergap flight is, and you're able to say, oh, it's going to be in the next 3 hours. So you are at least able to know that. As far as Scott bots, you're looking around and you go into some of the bathrooms, expecting to find some cleaning Scott bots, expecting to find kind of those blue bots, right? But you don't find any. It's kind of off-putting. And then, like, it's weird to not find any. And then, Joe Floor, you're looking around, but to no avail.
You're mad.
And then finally, Kane. So Kane, with your ridiculously high roll, you look around and you're perceptioning. You look around and you're like, where is the Scott bot? Where is the Scott bot? And you
Oh wait, no, that's the one. Okay.
don't see any Scott bots. However, you see a Scott bot type facility. You see a little hole in the wall store in the airport, essentially.
Oh, you might be able to buy a Scott.
And it seems like there are robots being sold.
So I'm window shopping at this point.
And you're looking around, you see small little, like, some like BB-8 size, some like, B1 size, like just little small robots with singular large heads and little ways of transporting themselves.
It's like a child.
And then you
Scotty.
see some of them have hooks and some of them have like extensions where they'll get tall, meant to hang your coat, hold your suitcase, ways of making ease in the airport a lot easier, ways of being basically your personal bellhop. Now, it isn't necessarily what you're looking for, but it'll work at a pinch.
Let's see. Do I have any money?
I am currently our quartermaster with all the money.
That's what I thought. Not sure where on here this even is.
I can give you your old duct tape.
There it is. How much more are the child models?
Didn't like that sentence.
I was gonna say there's a joke there.
I get
It's little Scotty.
the joke was said
Yeah.
by being not said.
Yeah.
You're saying a smaller sized model.
Well, I think it'd be funny.
I see what you're implying. So, yeah, you see this small little robot that looks humanoid-ish.
We'll check
It's,
the price tag.
it's meant to hold things. It is exactly 1,000. Stuff it.
Bit of my price range.
I see you over there. Stop it.
I'm gonna run back to Jovthor, and the rest. I think I found a Scott bot,
Okay, awesome. Where?
but it's a bit outside of my. I don't really have the credits for it.
Well, how much is it?
Like 1,000.
Oh, shut up. You're a gambler. You'll make it back. Or you'll lose it all.
I think you're helping with this addiction.
It's not an
90%.
addiction. It's not an addiction. I can
90%
quit.
of gamblers quit before they hit their big win.
I can quit anytime I want.
But you have.
Okay. Well, if Scott, why don't you keep looking for a couple minutes over there?
All right.
So I found this shop.
Just to get out of hearing range.
I'll go look for a flight.
Yes.
I get it. It's good.
If that's what we need to be able to talk with Al, we can do it. I just hope they have a good return policy. Do we currently have
We can go to the store and look at the return policy. It's probably in the box.
we currently have 2516 credits for the group. I also have 214 personal credits.
So do we end Memory? Or does she stay on the ship?
Memory's there, unless
Yeah.
you want her to stay on the ship.
No.
So do we and Memory now go to the bot store,
Yes.
which is called?
Build a bot.
Nice.
Of course.
I like that.
You'll see that Kane immediately goes and grabs one of the little child boxes.
It's like a Build-A-Bear.
Yeah. It's like,
Build
not
a
quite
bot.
teddy bear sized, but, well, maybe. Is it teddy bear sized?
It's teddy bear size.
Do you want this because it's going to help us or because you think it's cute?
Is it not going to help us?
That's a good response.
You do have to like record a little message and kiss it and put it in its side of its body. No.
Joe Thor is not going to do that.
I'm just gonna join into this conversation. He is giving you the cheaper option.
Is it? Is it
I
cheap-
assume
is it the
an
cheaper
adult
option?
sized is a lot
Yeah,
more.
something that's meant to carry your luggage is going to be a little bit more expensive.
Ooh.
This is designed to.
Like I say,
this
I
is
figured.
designed to like hold your purse
And your tiny dog.
and yes, and walk
walks
your
your
tiny
tiny
dog.
Your yappy
Yeah.
little-
Memory.
It's gonna.
What-
This is gonna be the dumbest conversation with Al because I'm gonna have to be like, "I'm Al." Like it's gonna be dumb, but it's gonna be great.
Memory. Would this model work for what we have planned? Do you think?
Unfortunately, yes, it will be great. It will meet our purpose.
Kane? We need to get our money back somehow. Here.
What does it say on the back of the box in terms of returns?
Returns. Okay, you walk up to the person who's sitting there. It's like some like 19-year-old
Oh, yeah.
girl who's
She-
just
she
like,
hates everything.
yep. Yeah, all my 19-year-old girls just don't care.
Oh.
No, but she's
She
like,
works in a shop in an airport.
yeah,
That's
she's,
understandable.
She's like, yeah, welcome to Build a Bot. Where bots love you back. What can I do?
So, I'm just wondering, what's what happens if like something happens immediately and like we need like to get like the money back and stuff? Is that something that's
policy?
Can't believe I'm about to say this. Used and abused, it's half back, regardless of how it's treated. It's just half back.
well, that's not. So, I mean, not that we intend it. We're not really. I mean, it's not like that's gonna like definitely
Like,
happen.
I understand if you need to get your
Kane.
anger out, you can throw it at the wall a couple times. We're not going to care. It's
Just
half
stop
back.
talking.
Okay. We'll take it.
Okay, that'll be okay. Yep, cheaper model. I get it. Can't afford everything. 1,000.
The price ranges of everything are weird here.
Well, you know, bite inflation.
So while they're
Yes, it is the year 2331. So I understand.
it had long-reaching effects. You
It's
know?
clearly impacted. No, it's a robot. It's literally an organism that will follow you. Like, not an organism, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
What was?
So
You're not writing the new price down.
Oh, I'm waiting for it to dry.
while they're doing that,
Yes.
are there any like equivalents of like those airport charging stations?
For sure.
All right, I'm going to pretend that I want to get a little juice, and
Whoa.
I'm
Plug in.
gonna plug in.
The airport goes, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Gotcha.
The joke was right there.
You laid it right out.
Stop it.
And and I'm going to pretend like it overcharges,
Okay.
Oh.
and I'm going to can I use my data skills to simulate glitchy vision?
Interesting. Simulate glitchy vision. That to me is a performance check.
I was really hoping you weren't going to do that.
You were really hoping that it wasn't going to be exactly what you needed to roll. Would you like to simulate it?
I'd like to try.
He's going to try. Simulate glitchy vision. Performance check. It's classic Zane. He rolls like buns.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's going to work, guys.
Yeah, what's the performance?
3.
Yeah, he blinks a couple times and he nailed it.
Inspiration.
Oh, look. My vision is glitchy.
It's like walking up to someone and being like, the lights are turning on and off. I blinked a bunch
It's gonna
for
fail
people who are
anyway.
listening on YouTube Music. Oh,
There's
man.
no hope of succeeding.
All right.
Okay, well,
I mean, you try to pass it off as glitchy vision. What was your goal?
I'm trying to create a pretense for why I need a wipe. So,
All right, that was a great first performance check.
all right, I'm gonna
That's-
go find an airport cop.
Okay. Yep. You walk up
Just
to
gonna assault him or something.
you walk up to an airport cop. You find him. He's right there. He's right in front of you. Officer Randus. What would you like to do with him?
Is he carrying a taser?
He is carrying a taser baton.
A taser baton.
I don't know what's about to happen.
I don't know what's about to
I
happen
don't
either.
You're
I'm not-
also the one with the chip, so it's it's a really good time.
What do they do?
What do? You guys bought your Build-A-Bot. Its name had to be lovingly chosen, and the heart on its outside does say its name. So what name did you bestow upon it?
It was Scotty.
Scotty. Scotty, and yep, Scotty Doo out here. He's there. He is.
It's like Scrappy, dude. Jeez.
It's perfect. It's Scotty. He's out there.
Scotty, dude.
He
It is
just
that. Dang
doesn't
it.
know.
So, anyways, I guess we get on comms and call Scott.
Yeah, it's like, Scott, our mission was successful.
We have the package.
Scott was mid-reach, grabbing for the officer's baton, and he puts his hand down, answers the comm. All right, I will be right there.
And then,
We're by Build-A-Bot.
do we want to go do this back in the ship, or do we want to talk to Al
In the bathroom.
So the little
think it'd be a lot
Scotty, little
funnier
Scotty
if it was in
has
the
like
bathroom.
he's like got a flat head, so it's like a DVD player basically. And he's got like one little eye on one side, and he's got a little antenna, and you can set stuff on top of it.
Does the antenna look
And he
like
has
one of the
no
propeller heads?
arms. And he's just legs and a place for you to set stuff.
Does the antenna look like a propeller hat?
No, it's like sticks off to the sides.
No, it's like a end table
Yeah, he is literally just an end table
with legs.
with legs.
I guess it's kind of like Cal Kestis's little back
BD
bot.
one.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very BD1, but in this case, it's literally a platform.
all right. I think that's
All
kind,
right, I'm
kind of a
going-
steep price for such a.
It can
Table.
hold.
You bought it.
It
I
can
know.
hold up to like a ton.
Okay, that works.
It's still
All right.
inflation these days.
All right. Yes. So, are we meeting back at the ship, or
We can.
Can I? I'm gonna. Gosh, is it always gonna be performance?
Think about
You're
what you're
faking
doing. You're trying to pretend.
Can I lie?
if you say words.
If you lie,
Okay.
you're trying to deceive someone. I understand where you're trying to argue this.
Oh, look, my
The
vision is
performance
glitchy.
skill is useless. Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards of the Coast. Get rid of it. It's useless. Just guy plays guitar, guy does well. The end.
Also, my charisma.
Sure, I
Blunts.
don't mind a deception check. I don't mind. Go for it.
I'm gonna go up to everyone, to the group, and say. Well, I'm trying to formulate my words. So laugh. All right. So,
Yeah, perform for me. The people at home are here for this moment. They do not care about anything else.
Oh my
I
gosh.
believe that I've detected Al's presence in my brain, which might be a benefit for us if we could communicate with him more efficiently. However, I do not believe he's able to speak back. Perhaps we could find a way to give him a mouth to speak.
Oh, what do you know? I have this robot right here, which we could use.
Roll the 2. Are you gonna roll?
I had to, right?
Why not? Is it equally as malfunctioning?
11.
So he comes up with a pretty straight-laced way of approaching
What
it.
a stroke of luck.
And you know what? I'm gonna roll 2. Let's all roll. Go ahead. Let's do it.
oh no,
Roll. Let's see how we all act. Natural 20 for me.
Do you say performance?
No, deception.
Oh, this is for memory?
Yeah, memory rolled nat 20.
It's like, what are you doing?
I thought that was Al. I was like, oh no.
No, Al needs to yeah, let's see how Al rolls.
Joe Thor.
Well, don't put it out
rolled-
here. We don't
Well,
even see
now
him.
we know.
Joe Thor rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1 as
I
well?
rolled a
All right,
nat
so
one.
role play to me how this
That's a
goes.
-1. That's a -1.
Because this is... No, it's
No, it's
deception.
Performance or
De-
deception.
Deception, yeah.
Both of which are -1s for you.
Never mind.
So what'd you roll?
A 10.
You might as
All
well
right,
not even
10's
talk.
not bad. 10 is, to me, 10 is like a
Neutral.
proficient lie to like somebody who's not listening for it. right? So Jovthor, role play to me how this goes. Because don't you have like what's the total?
You're probably just not even talking.
With charisma, 0.
Yeah, so Jovthor, so here's what happens, Jovthor. You just don't deceive. From this moment on in this conversation, you forgot that this was a ruse.
Okay, so I just it's like, guys, wasn't that the plan all along?
And Memory's like, no, we have been set upon this new information. Wonderful, Scott. That sounds like such a brilliant idea.
Thank you, Memory.
Yes, it is a brilliant idea, which we just thought of.
Maybe we should discuss this no further before returning to the ship.
Yes, the ship.
Yes, Jovthor, what do you think? What do you think about this idea that Scott has?
I'm so confused. Didn't we come up with this plan like an hour ago?
I'm not sure what you mean. How about you, Ewan? What do you think?
I don't even
And
know
there
what to
you have
say.
it.
What did he say?
Silence is the right answer.
Yeah,
What did you roll?
10.
10.
Oh yeah, for him,
he's
he's
just
it's
silent.
fine. Everything's fine.
It'll buff.
Okay, just give me the goddamn shit. And she plugs it in the robot. I mean, that's how it went.
Hooray for our brilliant and newfound plan.
Okay, well, here. And then there's just like this like little sequence where like the bot sort of is just like zoop, ch- ch- hello. It is I, Al.
Hey, Al, how you doing?
What?
I forgot why we wanted to do this again.
So, we found out rather quickly that,
Is he still not allowed to lie?
yeah.
No, we're now past
Yeah,
the point.
okay.
Al
Past
is
that.
fully aware of what's happening.
Okay. He's like, so,
At the minimum, Memory is fully aware that Al's fully aware of what's happening.
so, Al, we're trying to figure out what we need to do next.
Oh,
Are
Yeah.
you in error?
what?
What?
Are you in error?
I'm never in error.
Tell me about your presence at the Red Plains Tech Hub.
Red Plains Tech Hub. Repeat the question.
See, that's an error.
Please do a diagnostic on the answer you just gave.
Al, are you there?
Wait. No, wait. Please play waiting music while you're running diagnostic.
This is just in the middle of the airport.
So much,
You're just in the middle of the airport.
Okay,
this
hey guys,
is so much better.
Let's start walking towards the ship with little Scotty Al.
And
Gotta have that loading bar.
Imagine this scene. You guys are all having this conversation in the middle of the airport, and Jovthor is just like, "Come on, guys, let's walk."
Yeah.
And then there's an immediate cut to profile as you guys walk into frame, and there's just this stupid music playing out of freaking Al as he's computing what's going on, and everyone in the seats are just like, it cuts to them in the seats, and they're just like watching this eclectic group of people as a bunch of shipping guys are just sitting there loading crap into bins.
They gave me a leash to drag him along, so I'm using it.
It's kind of weird. It's like a teddy bear backpack. No, it's great.
Ted. It's just Ted.
It's not.
No, it's
it's
Scotty.
It's Scotty. So
wrote it.
you guys move outside into the cold space, but you are in a private space, and you're having this conversation. And he goes, "Diagnostics complete."
And what are the results of your diagnostics?
Private information.
Wonderful.
Well, no, hold on. Private to whom?
Private
I
information.
got him.
Private information. Private information.
Memory. Little hand here.
I'm not sure what to say. Hey Scott, it's me, Memory. How are you? I'm great. Never better. Okay. How were you able to access what's going on? We were supposed to get your communications online. That was at least my goal. Did you achieve it? He goes, yes, everything's fine.
It appears as if you have been hindering Memory's ability to hack. Can you please explain yourself.
No.
Why not?
No.
Where is Memory's father?
You asked that question?
Yeah.
He says, private information. Private information.
Is Memory's father your master?
He says, manufactured creator of algorithm known as AL, Scott, or SC-077X9.
Wait.
Then Joe Thor will look over at Scott and just kind of raise his eyebrows like,
Scott will look back at it. Is your directive the same as it was 2 days ago?
I guess what was the directive 2 days ago?
Before we got to Nimbus.
Oh, I see. Directives updated.
When?
That was the response.
Oh.
Like it's like directives have just changed.
Oh no.
what user changed your directives? And was it done remotely or?
Maybe it's private information.
No, I'm gonna ask. What user changed your directives and remotely or at mainframe?
That is a great question. Let me answer it.
Because I mean that changes a lot of things.
It could, if you get an answer.
If I get an answer.
You asked the question what? You asked who changed your directive.
Yes.
You get the response
No, we asked at what terminal.
at what
No,
terminal?
I said who and was it remote or at the terminal?
You asked the question who changed your thing, and you get the response Tobin Kell.
Okay.
But he's dead.
Muddy Puddle?
No, Bloody Puddle.
Same thing.
It's a bad nickname either way.
Will you grant me access?
You have access.
Access to
Please
what?
share access with my companions here.
So you're attempting to get access to what?
Whatever he's saying is private information.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, I mean the difficulty is that he's implying that you have access, but you're not feeling that you have access. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's currently, bizarrely, a shared consciousness, but not in the way that it needs to be for that to be the case.
Does he have like a clone of my consciousness?
It's
Kind of.
It's not, so it's hard because it's a computer.
You'd know that.
So what's the difference between machine learning and AI?
that
AI
is-
is conscious.
AI is able to think.
Machine learning
Al
just
is an AI in the sense that we say he's an AI. He's not really an automated intelligence, an artificial intelligence. He is a machine learning algorithm.
So he's like ChatGPT.
He is ChatGPT, but to
Future.
1,500 years in the future.
a ton of years in our future. Not even 15. It's 20. It's 20.
How did
25.
he not
20.
achieve
what I
AGI
understood
by
that
then?
How did we not?
How did he not turn into AGI by then?
He didn't. He was created by whoever his master is. Whoever your master is.
Oh, okay. So he was just created at the tipping point.
He's not an AI. He's an algorithm designed to do what he's doing, which is bring you four to him.
Gotcha. All right. Do you
but-
mind giving us privacy?
How? I am in your head.
No longer.
Yes, but not without me.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the response. Welcome to the hard place. You are rock.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So, it sounds like Al has been taken over. Is that how you would interpret that memory?
No, weirdly, I'm interpreting it more as like he's not malfunctioning. It's just that he's not programmed to go down that way of thinking. Like he's being restricted somehow.
Well,
Can you lift the parental controls?
Again, I have the way to, access the data, but I don't have a way to extrapolate it.
I'm going to say on the comms without speaking, we could literally just put the robot in a room to have privacy.
I'm still here.
It's in your head.
Yeah, he's
He's in this robot.
Yeah, it's both.
Oh, he's both, so it didn't work.
I mean, in a way, it did. We can
he
actually
didn't
talk.
remove access. He can speak. That's
Yeah.
literally all you've enabled him to do.
Yes.
But I took the owl chip out of my brain and put it in the other one.
You're still here, buddy.
Yep.
And so he's still here.
Yeah.
Okay.
he is integrated into your robotic soul.
Current.
No, you're good. He would have to pull. He would have to like pull out of you to make that happen.
Or you'd have to do something
that.
that would make that. Yes.
I apologize. My brain was very delayed on that.
To do something
First
to make
aid.
it happen.
Yeah, it's a very confusing thing. Obviously.
Kane's still talking
Okay.
to the robot, by the
Yep,
way.
okay.
So is Tobin still alive?
No.
Wait, but you said he was the one who did the update, right?
At the Red Plains Tech Hub.
Oh, so was that before he died?
Error.
So there's an error at the Red Plains Tech Hub.
Al, what is the current date by your reckoning?
It's a great question. He says, hold on. I have an answer.
So we
to this.
just stated what the date year was,
pretty
right?
much. I am trying to figure out if he
Reverted.
either got reverted or for some reason when Tobin may have hacked into him that he messed up, and just to kind of see how extensive the
The year is 4005.
Is it?
No, it's 2551.
is,
Or 3551.
yeah.
Are you
yeah.
sure?
3551, and he says 4005.
Is it really?
No, I do not believe it is.
I know it felt like forever in there, but I didn't think it actually was.
No, Kane, it was not that long. Trust me.
It felt like that long.
I'm sure it did, buddy.
Much longer.
Memory, I believe that Al is more corrupt than possible, so feel like we need to find a way to access him. And you said that we would not be able to access him on Pluto, correct?
I don't know. Al, where are you? Error.
Al,
Al, where
we're
are
all
you?
here for you. Everyone here cares for you.
Al, where are you
Where
not?
are you? We want to help you.
Al, where are you not?
Error. That's a big question.
Is
Name 5 places that you're not.
Give me every exact coordinate.
Name
that
10
you're not
books.
at.
is memory able to still remove stuff out of me? Or
Yeah, I
remove
mean,
the
she could
access?
potentially do that. She could cut off your access. It's basically just jamming your signal hard. It's all it is. And it's able to be done, but Al's fully aware of it. And who knows what kind of access Al has to other type of things.
So Al, if we stop your access to Scott, is that okay?
No,
Why not?
I need him.
But we need him too.
For what?
I need you as well.
He believes in me.
All of you.
Al, what would be the next goal and mission that you would have us go on?
Oh yeah, there's that.
Come to Pluto.
Is this a trap?
No,
Oh,
Should
all
we
right.
trust you?
There we go.
no,
Are you capable of lying?
no.
Al, is he capable of lying? Oh, sorry, Memory, is he capable of lying?
Well, he's capable of sharing something false.
That's what I thought. All
But
right.
he's not necessarily capable of lying. It's more of what he's learned.
That's true. You have to know.
All right.
What a new
Well-
tool.
Unless we have another destination in which we can, out of character, move the story along in character.
Right.
Uh,
I mean, my only last question to Scott as memory would be, not Scott, as to Al,
yeah.
would be, who do you want dead?
Rupert Hayes.
And he says,
Not you.
he says the following. Jove Thor Bashawu. Caden Jones. Error. Leonard Cray. Memory Cray. The Rugcats.
I'll take care of
Shoot.
Caden Jones. Don't worry about it.
You might be error.
Oh, you're right.
You could be too.
Correct.
You could both be in error.
And then Memory says, "Oh, the Rug Cats are my group of hackers."
I was gonna ask, once I finished writing everything.
Yeah, and
writing everything.
she says,
Yeah.
"If they're
This feels like it might be a problem.
As you're always saying.
Memory, I would
Anarchy.
appreciate if you could jam the signal for me personally.
that's happening right now." And she just just plugs it in and just like takes the tape that you have and just tapes the jamming signal to Scott.
Where on me?
We'll say you're back.
Okay.
And does little Scotty Owl react to that?
Yeah, he begins to charge forward. Roll initiative. Not even joking.
Oh, really?
Nat
Big
20 plus
What?
a 5. 25.
Yeah, buddy. Roll for initiative. Woo!
4.
Scotty, no!
Nat 20 and I get a plus 5, so 25.
Cool.
4.
Mine's a 14. Where do I
gosh.
fall in the list?
17.
Not last like me.
All right.
What'd you
cool.
get?
7.
With my initiative.
Scott rolled
4.
below me.
think you
Thor,
and
and what did you roll?
4.
4, so you're below me as well. What did
Scotty,
you roll?
25.
All right, you're first, then Scotty. Go ahead, you.
Son!
My son! Don't do it.
So yes, you are attacked.
That's so much
You
to
are
live
attacked by
for.
a thing that can lift 2 tons. It is nothing but a head and legs, and it moves in your direction as quickly as possible. And it is now like
What? I thought this thing carried purses.
it does.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
can carry up to 2 tons.
and it starts to move at you.
Have you seen women's purses?
It's funny.
This is the future.
6 to hit.
They're basically bags
6
of
to
holding.
hit. 6 does not hit.
Figures.
You do fire twice.
Yeah. I was thinking
So-
about using the laser sword, but
That's a
I'll
great
shoot
one.
twice. That's
I
fine.
love
You
it.
can use the laser sword.
Yeah,
if
you
want.
can use it.
You're getting out your first weapon. You go with the laser sword and you miss.
Punt it.
Yeah. That's better. 24.
24 hits. Roll damage.
All right.
He's going to kill it immediately.
I don't know.
I hope so. Make this completely anticlimactic. That's what it should be.
What is this music?
It's triumph. It's a moment.
We're prepared for him to actually roll damage.
It's happening slowly.
It also tells me to roll a d10.
Okay.
Yep.
Plus
Oh, okay.
What?
That's a 10.
That's a 10.
That's what I imagined
Yep.
during this
So-
music.
It's a really
20.
slow like little thing. He's moving in your direction. I say he's moving at you. He's going as fast as he can, and then he's like, and you go, expecting him to be faster and just miss, and then you're like,
20.
Yeah.
and it dies instantly. Yeah.
Scotty, no!
I guess let's get some music on now. Let's do this one. All right. So it's dead.
They did say no questions asked on the returns, right?
They did. You're
I
right.
said you'd get half back.
We could only give. Wait, do we need to give them both halves for half back? If we give them one half, and then I'll come in and give them the other half.
I'm pretty sure they saw all of us in there.
They didn't see him.
I pick one half up.
Okay. I love this.
I'm
This
gonna
is great. This
I'm
is
gonna
some
metagame here
shenanigans.
for a second. Do we get the chip out, or did I cut that in half too?
Ooh,
Good
interesting.
question.
Interesting question. Go ahead and roll a d20. If it's above 10, you got it.
It's exactly 10.
exactly
So no,
10.
it's destroyed.
Okay.
Nice cut.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
Joe Thor will look through
Thank
it
you.
and see that the chip is destroyed. He's like,
Yeah.
well, there goes our access to Al. Unless
Well,
we want
no. Yeah, right.
unless we want to take the jammer off of.
Well, it was a life-threatening situation.
Scott, also you're powering that, so you have a minute less of a day.
What does that mean?
Oh, a minute less
Yeah.
of battery power per
Yeah.
day. No. No,
So you have to recharge for 4 hours and 1 minute?
Yeah. Good thing.
I just think I had to mention it because
Surround
I'm like,
over.
it is power. He's powering
It's nice. I love it.
the thing. It's basically, imagine if you took your phone charger and you plugged it into a phone and then you taped it to your back, and then that was just like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I go to the store first. Just
Okay,
Without the
you
group.
go in the
Half
store
of the mini Scott bot.
and she goes,
Joe Thor
she
is
goes,
just, he's,
welcome to, I don't even care. What?
I need to return this bot. It has been destroyed.
Oh, okay. Sure, go ahead and make a deception check, I guess.
I feel like the DC is going to be low
18.
here.
18?
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, what kind of bot was that?
Is it right on the side?
Yeah. It was written on the side.
No. Go ahead and make a perception check to quickly look around the room.
There's no model number on the side of it.
No, you guys have that side.
12.
12. You look around and you say, roll a d10. If it's a more expensive robot, if it's above 10.
If it's above 10 on a D10,
He didn't know what we were.
What about a 0?
Did I say d10? Is that what I
Yes.
said?
Yeah,
I didn't mean to say
that's
d10.
10.
I meant
Yeah.
d20.
He rolled a 0.
okay.
He did roll a 10.
He rolled a 10 on a D10.
20.
Okay, he got it. Okay.
Okay.
And you say like the most expensive bot in here,
Yeah.
and she goes,
Of that size?
yeah, of that size, and she's like, I'm not. Roll one more deception check.
14.
What do you say that convinces her that it's probably that?
My master said my master said that she did not have time for this and that she'd rather just get it back than sue the company for another one.
I mean, it's in half. I'm not. Okay, screw it. Sure, I'll give you 1,200,
Alrighty.
look at that. You happy?
Accept it.
and you get 1,200.
You do.
Sweet.
And so now you walk out,
I walk out, yeah.
Joe
and then
Thor walks in.
we walk in.
Joe Thor wants nothing to do with this.
It's his
So
money.
you walk in.
Kane is walking back in, crying.
She says to you, she says, "Welcome to Build a Bot, where bots love you back."
It did.
Okay.
She gonna try to comfort him while he's crying.
There was a dude, a robot that came in here like 10 minutes ago. Is that the other half of that bot?
Hands her the receipt.
No, different bot. Yeah, here's 500. Here's 500.
Did she try to comfort him while he's crying about it too?
She does not.
No, of course
She
not.
goes-
My goodness.
She goes,
That'd have been funny.
love is replaceable. I can use this as a gift card.
Thank you for
Just
trying.
get a new one.
All right, I guess it's just going to be 500. Here you go.
Oh, I suppose my heart's worth that much.
What's the chargeback? You know, all that.
That
you
worked
want
out
ca-
a lot better than I thought
Did
it
you
would.
want cash? Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yes, please.
All right, so you get it all back. You get 500 back. So you made money on that scheme.
Yeah, very much so.
Because it cost 1,000 and you got 700.
1,700.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you just love it when the dice go your way?
32-16.
Bizarre.
Yeah, we use that bisection for evil. Or maybe for
I
good.
really.
Who's to say?
I will never describe a kill ever again. Ever again. I refuse. That's a joke, I promise. Narrate my heart out. It will happen.
Yeah.
But gosh.
Don't unsubscribe.
It's all just comedy at this point. You guys are wild. So,
man,
what
that's
is
good.
it that you do? You are now free of Al's influence.
Well, no, because Scott.
No, we had jammed him.
Oh, that's
you
right.
jammed him.
Yeah, yeah.
I have unfortunately,
He's been
fortunately put
jammed.
no conflict in the story as of right now. There's nothing that could happen
Should
to
we
you.
just like?
Well,
Now we should talk.
Yes.
There's a lot of conflict. Things need to get resolved.
Well,
Um,
I'm worried about Al's having eyes and ears everywhere and now being aggroed.
Let's go to the ship.
So we should probably get
Yes.
going and not stay in any one place too long.
Okay.
Should we just use a rope and tie him to the ship
No,
so he can't hear us, but he's still with us?
No, he's
Who?
not.
I'm jammed now, you.
No.
You
Yeah.
do not need to worry.
he's not proficient in technology or data, so I love it.
It's
No.
fantastic.
Yeah. Ewan, with the jammer that you can see.
I'm good at survival.
I know.
that you see on Scott's back, we should be safe from Al's listening in.
It's not very convincing.
To the best of the knowledge of a
We are.
technology expert, a hacker expert, and a robot expert.
A robot that's been decommissioned for the time being.
Do you want to do all the technology stuff in the future?
I can kick a dishwasher and try to make it work.
No, you cannot. I can kick a dishwasher.
Okay.
I've seen you kick that dish. It
So
did
what's the
not
plan?
work.
What's the plan? Are we going through the intergap? Where are we going?
Through the
going to
intergap.
Pluto?
Yes. Where we're going.
Do we? What's? Al is very important, but evidently also he wants to kill my dad.
And you.
I don't know
And
if
you.
and me. Sure, that's fine.
And technically me
but
and
if-
Jovthor.
We're gonna kill. He wants to kill all my friends. Likely,
you.
probably has. There's hundreds of Scott bots on Pluto
Oh.
What were your friends involved in?
hacking.
Hacking what? What were your name-worthy
Anarchy.
achievements?
I remember the anchor. Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
Al was having us all hack ORBs, and was very interested in ORB 1,
Where's ORB1?
Earth.
Did he
To be highly secured.
explain why he was primarily interested in ORB1?
I doubt it.
He was interested in ORB 1. I don't know. That was our directive. We believed in the cause, and weirdly, all the signals were coming from. Well, initially when we tracked the signal, it was coming from Orbit, the team themselves, Orbit 21, and they were saying that they were getting interference, and they asked to bring in an outside contractor to see what was going on. We're pretty clever, and that we were the outside contractors. They brought us in, and we were able to sort of get access. We found some sort of signal happening from towards the center of the solar system, and so we're not sure exactly where, but one of the ORBs was giving off a signal, and that signal was traceable. I reached out, and my dad said that signal was crafted by him. No worry, and then all of a sudden that signal began to communicate with us, so we figured that my dad was involved. I reached out to my dad, and that was it. So not really sure what else to do.
And you can't. You don't have a way of contacting your dad at the moment, correct?
No,
You've
he's
tried.
completely off the
Off the grid.
if we're gonna use simple language.
Perhaps we could
Off the
find
net.
another ORB.
I'm sorry.
Perhaps we could find another ORB that's not swarming with task bots and learn more information by accessing their systems.
I don't know if we need to be more powerful, if that's something we need to push towards before we hit it, but I do think that we need to go to the ORB 21
I'm more powerful.
because they're going to be. ORB 21 is going to be where.
Is that not Pluto?
That's Pluto. It's going to be where we find, I guess, the origin of the signal.
Is it? Okay. Maybe that's where we have to go.
But why was he so interested in ORB 1? I don't know if it's simpler to go to the destination before we find the starting place.
He did want us to go to Pluto. Does that mean we shouldn't go there?
Well, he wants us all dead. He made it very plain. I'm confused on why he said it so plainly. Why would he just give it all away? Unless that's what he wants us to do.
Unless there
He is
was
malfunctioning.
Yes.
He hasn't malfunctioned yet.
What has he done then?
I think that it's all a plan of his. I don't even know if we can trust it.
Like what kind of plan?
A evil plan?
Oh, wait.
So if we're going to an ORB, are we going to Earth or Pluto? Because if we go to Earth, I know a safe place we can hide.
Well,
Lay low.
ORB 3 was Mars. ORB 2 was the Moon. ORB 1 is Earth, and obviously it goes all the way up to 21 when you hit Pluto. I don't care. I just know that appearing on Earth right now is not safe.
You sure you don't care? Because it sounded like you were like gonna die or something.
Is it?
I just want to find my dad. He's gonna have the answers.
Is it not as safe as?
If he's still
yeah,
alive.
yeah.
He was on that list.
Yeah. You said that your dad.
Wait. You don't put people on the list that you need to kill
If
they're
they're
already
faster.
dead. they'd be on a different list. Like people have already killed.
Well, who do you want dead and who is already dead can sometimes overlap. And thinking about it from an AI's
Could be a
perspective.
checklist.
Yes.
Oh,
It's very...
well, I suppose that's true.
I'm not sure I'd trust it. I don't know. I didn't expect him to say all that, so...
I think we should go to Earth.
It's gonna suck, but we can do it.
Wasn't Pluto gonna suck too?
Pluto would suck differently. I like Earth. I think it's a good idea. I just think that we have to be prepared. Earth is a megalopolis. It's a city
Within a
City.
city.
planet
City planet.
at this point.
Um,
Mars is the verdant Ares, the place of green.
well, if we go to Earth or Pluto, how are we getting there? Unless we want to spend months in space, we need to find a way to access the intergap.
We're at an intergap airport.
Yes.
Do we
Are you
have
not
to?
thinking?
But how, without being tracked? Because if we, unless I'm mistaken, if we go into if we take the intergap right now, we would be able to be tracked, and Rupert Hayes might know where we go.
What if we went bold?
What?
What if we went bold? Anarchy.
Hide in plain sight.
Just be loud.
We're gonna blow it up?
No.
I just
Yeah.
mean if we say screw it, at least we're faster. Get in, get out. Whatever
Yep.
we're trying to do.
What's that?
Well,
What are we trying to do?
I don't know.
yes.
I want to find my dad. That's my
let-
vote.
Yes, I say let's go to Earth, try and find the signal near the center of the solar system that her dad said that he created. He might be there, or we might be able to find information about where he is.
Find a signal. ORB1 is a mega complex.
Yes,
It's
but
huge.
Maybe it might make it easier
Yeah.
to blend in.
You still have the fake disguise.
Yes. I have my holographic mustache.
I completely forgot about that.
So what are our options? Let's run them down.
Earth and Pluto is what it sounds like.
Earth, Pluto,
Is there a third
something
option?
else. Just
I
ghosts.
don't know. I mean,
moon?
do we want to double back on any of the clues that we've already been revealed on?
What do you mean? Go back to Mars?
I don't know. We just learned awful lot about some sort of directive that happened there.
Yeah. From a guy who's
dead.
Seemingly was not bodily alive.
What if we get Rupert Hayes to follow us
To Pluto?
to Pluto?
Oh, that would go with Memory's plan of be loud, be bold, be aggressive. I say let's do it. Let's see if we can go to Earth, break into the ROB, find that signal, and we might find clues along the way, or we might learn more about.
What if we did both?
Does that count as anarchy?
You're saying split up.
No, I'm saying send Rupert Hayes on a wild goose chase.
How?
Well,
We do have.
we have an ORB in front of us.
Do? Oh, you're right.
Yes. So what we could do is somehow signal with the ROB that we are going
To Pluto?
Pluto, Neptune, going back to Mars, something, and then go to Earth. That will at least get him off of our tail for hopefully a few days, if not.
You're saying send him to Mars? Why not send him to Pluto?
Send him to Pluto.
Right,
Send him as
yeah.
far away from us as possible.
Yes. Okay.
And while we go to
Instead
Earth.
of Pluto, we go to Earth.
Yeah.
By the time he realizes we'll go to Pluto, he'll be at
Regardless of what we do need access to the ORB here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So we need to. That's our first plan.
yes,
The
Brit-
weakest link of any cybersecurity system is the people who use it. Is there someone that we could exploit to get in?
Well, there's the orbit, the operational radio base intelligence team,
All
or
right.
whatever the initial acronym was. So they would be the people to have a conversation with. Of course, many of them are armored and incredibly dangerous.
So am I.
It's true, he is.
You are.
There's always the persuasion option.
I'm not overly fond of that option.
Yeah, you are. You try to use it all the time. You just use the guns.
You're learning.
So we have to go to the coordination hub, which is where the signals are all being extrapolated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be nearby. I guess we just need to decide how we want to approach it. Do you want to go in loud? Or do you want to go in? Maybe we can recon and see what we find. Or
We should probably. It's gonna get loud at some point. Let's try and put that off as long as possible because I do not want to die again.
Yeah.
So
It's like the
let's
fourth time.
let's recon, go in as quietly as possible, and then when it gets loud, make it loud. Indicate that we are going to Pluto, head to Earth.
and we'll pick up there next time. We have our plan. We have our plan of action. A bit of a figure out what's going on type episode. I hope you were sticking along with it, as I know you are. If you're here watching this part, thank you. And if you didn't, or you're caught us on YouTube Music, we value you all the same. Like and subscribe, buy our merch, and I don't know, man. I'm just motivated when you help me. So thank you, and we'll see you next time on Roll to One.